Hello and welcome back to Euro Football Daily for this week's Euro transfer talk, where we dig out the best rumours doing the rounds over the last 7 days. If there are any stories or rumours that you would like us to cover next week, make sure you get them in the comments section below. Let's get on with the video. Well, we might as well get your weekly Jadon Sancho to Manchester United update out of the way first. It's been a long-held belief by both United and Borussia Dortmund that this deal will eventually get done, with the expectation that Ed Woodward would eventually give in and put forward €120 million to bring the 20-year-old back to Manchester. But now it seems like Sancho may be remaining at the Westfalenstadion this season, as the deal looks no closer to being completed, with neither side willing to compromise on a fee. Man United are now looking at alternatives to fill that slot on the right hand side of their attack, with Juventus' Douglas Costa on their shortlist, as well as Bayern Munich's Kingsley Koeman. Koeman, who scored the only goal on Sunday night as Bayern won their Champions League, could be the victim of Leroy Sané's arrival in Bavaria. However, after winning the league title in all 9 years of his professional career, first with PSG, then Juventus and Bayern for the last 5 seasons, we doubt he'll be willing to end that streak at Old Trafford. What do you lot think though? Should United keep pursuing Sancho or look somewhere else? Let us know in the comments. Chelsea fans over recent months may be more familiar with the transfer sagas involving Ben Chilwell and Kai Havertz, with both of these deals, especially the Havertz one, reportedly being completed for what feels like forever. One rumour that has gained a lot of pace over the last week and could well be completed before those involves the losing Champions League final captain Thiago Silva. The Brazilian, who turns 36 in less than a month, saw his contract at PSG expire and is now a free agent after 8 years service at the Parc des Princes. Questions will be raised over his age and the fact he has spent so long in a league that has provided such little challenge for PSG over the last decade, but his UCL final performance certainly shows different. His 38 passes was more than any of his teammates, whilst in Ligue 1 this campaign he managed a 96% pass accuracy, which is the best in the division. With a 1-year deal on the table, Silva has dismissed reports that he has already agreed a contract with Fiorentina, giving Chelsea fans hope he may be at Stamford Bridge shortly. Regardless of his age, he'll surely be a calm head to help organise a chaotic Chelsea defence. We continue our trip around Europe with a brief stop at Atletico Madrid, where it looks like Saul Niguez could be available at the right price. Despite possessing a release clause for €150 million, the rumour suggests a deal could be struck with the Atleti hierarchy to close to half of that. Manchester United have been long interested in the 25-year-old, who signed a 9-year deal back in 2017. But this time it's Manchester City who could make the first move. It's believed that Pep Guardiola would be willing to use İlkay Gündoğan as a makeweight in any deal, despite the German international only signing a 3-year contract extension last summer. Despite having a reputation as injury-prone, the 29-year-old has played 148 games for City in all competitions in the last 3 years, scoring 17 in the process. But what we want to know is how much cash do you think City would have to pay alongside Gündoğan to secure Saul Niguez's signature? As always, let us know in the comment section. Before we move on to our next section, don't forget to subscribe to Euro Football Daily and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Time to strap in, guys, as the second half of this week's Euro transfer talk is all about Barcelona and how they plan to get out of the mess that they've created for themselves. We start with none other than Lionel Messi, who is Barcelona through and through, but of course he's apparently expressed a desire to leave the Camp Nou as soon as possible. He does have that rolling clause that allows him to leave at the end of any season for free, but that had already expired for this campaign. So the only way he'll leave ahead of the new season is if the club decide to accept an offer. But that doesn't seem likely. If anyone wants to sign the 6-time Ballon d'Or winner, they'll have to shell out the entirety of his release clause, which stands at a cool €700 million. Even the likes of Manchester City and PSG, the only clubs that could feasibly afford the Argentinian's wages, would balk at the figure, which is over triple the price that the French side paid for Neymar 3 years ago. Barring a miracle, it will seem Messi will still be a Barcelona player next season, although €700 million would go a long way to rebuilding the squad however they wanted, especially considering some of the names and prices that they've been quoted, and let's take a look at them now. Billed by Tuttosport as Messi's replacement at Barcelona, top of the list seems to be Juventus' Paulo Dybala. An international teammate of Messi, the 26-year-old has reportedly been unhappy at Turin for some time, and last year looked to be on the verge of leaving, with both Manchester United and Spurs trying to get a deal over the line. Dybala is after a contract around €300,000 a week after tax to remain with the Serie A champions, a figure Barcelona could comfortably afford if Messi was not in the picture. And if Barca are serious about going in for Dybala regardless of Messi's whereabouts, they could use Arturo Vidal to sweeten the deal. The Chilean, now 33 years old, has been personally contacted by former teammates Gigi Buffon and Andrea Pirlo to return to Turin, so keep an eye on that too. Remember how the Blaugrana made a surprise January move for Everton's Richarlison, but the Toffees rejected a bid in the region of £90 million? Well, apparently the interest hasn't faded, leading Carlo Ancelotti to slap a hefty price tag on the 23-year-old Brazilian. How much, I hear you cry? £143 million. So yeah, it looks like Richarlison will be staying on Merseyside for at least one more season. But who does Ronald Koeman himself want to bring to the club? Well, it's the names that you would expect, a mix of long-term Barcelona targets along with stars of the Dutch national team. Lautaro Martinez and Eric Garcia are on the shortlist, but having already covered those moves extensively on here, we'll put them to one side. Koeman is also targeting a left-back, and the two names linked with the club right now are Jose Gaya and Nicolas Tagliafico. This news comes after reports emerged that Jordi Alba is a starting player that the club is willing to sell. Barca hierarchy are also less than impressed with Junior Firpo's performances since his arrival from Real Betis last summer. Tagliafico, also linked with Leicester as a potential Chilwell replacement, could cost up to £50 million, but is older than you'd expect, turning 28 in just 6 days. Meanwhile, Valencia's Jose Gaya is just 25 years old and has a release clause of €50 million, meaning if they wanted to, Barcelona could skip the negotiation phase. Don't be surprised if there's a new left-back starting there very soon. As for players leaving, well, it looks like the club want to prioritise the sales of Ivan Rakitic and Luis Suarez. The Uruguayan is the latest to speak out, not happy with reports suggesting that he would be sold this summer, wanting controversial club president Jose Maria Bartomeu to tell him outright that he's on the transfer list. The 33-year-old told El País newspaper that nobody has told me that they don't want me. I want the best for the club and my plan is to continue, but if the club thinks I'm expendable, I have no problem speaking with those who decide, even if he is to be a backup. But it seems like this could be irrelevant. Koeman doesn't feel he can rely on Suarez, and as a result his contract is set to be terminated after the club meets with the player's lawyers. There was just 1 year remaining on his deal, plus an option for an extension, but it seems all but official that Suarez this summer will be a free agent. We round all of this off with the news regarding Felipe Coutinho. Long an outcast at Barcelona, the consensus was that he was to be moved on to pastures new this summer. But that may not be the case, as new boss Ronald Koeman is prepared to give the Brazilian a second chance to shine in Catalonia. Now a Champions League winner with Bayern Munich, the German side are not prepared to take him on a permanent deal, while Arsenal seem to be the club most heavily linked with the 28-year-old's signature over recent weeks. But what do you guys make of this transfer, and in fact what do you guys make of the mess at Barcelona? As always, get your thoughts in the comment section below. So that's it for another week for Euro Transfer Talk. If you want us to cover a story next week, make sure you get your suggestions in below. And as always, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we'll see you next time.